Up y'all, we made it to a new video. In today's video, we're going to be playing till 6-7. Well, I'm not saying a real thing also, but it needs to stop. I'm a lightning squad and I'm going to spin the wheel from like level 4. Tried having aura, bro. He tried blocking his leader's shots. And your leader's getting combo wombo right now. And just multiple different torture ways. He's getting manipulated by me. And I'm going to finish you nice and easy. Let me finish this. Drop down from the sky trying you have aura, bro. You do not have aura, though. for that, you do not have aura, bro. Can somebody also remind him that he has basically zero IQ? Oh my. Oh my. Whatever. Jetpack, rocket launcher, whatever. It's ready. Hell yeah, this one is yeah, put this. What the smoke? Let me give you the smoke. Oh no! It's such a chill. because of copyrights. Ba, 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 ba. I found a good overpowered strategy. Can you use a jetpack? Now go up and hit those shots. Man, get out. Let me go to my inventory. How? How is he that guy? Not even LeBron can hit that jump. He's that guy. He was that guy. He already was that guy. Raising a multiplication test tomorrow. Like, bro, what the heck? Was I supposed to? Crazy TNT mod. Maybe to make more money. Yo, when I actually play Flint and Steel modded TNT. What happened to the Wi-Fi?
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? What do you mean when you talk about the sound of worship? What
And
the next scripture talks about how the sound of that testimony has gone into the whole earth. And so when you go and you proclaim Christ, when people sing songs about Christ, a sound is released that causes a presence of God to come upon the person or the people who hear that sound, and all of a sudden darkness begins to back away,